Every golfer is in search of more distance and better balance, and if you're like me, you'd love to turn that ball gently from right to left with a nice tight draw. Straight ahead, we'll introduce you to 2 training aids that can help you accomplish all of the above. We are about to explore 2 very desirable concepts, at least in my golf game: balance and power.
Yeah.
And if we could add a bonus third in there, maybe hitting a draw, because for me that's not my traditional ball flight. Dan Frost, walk me through, first of all, the power shift board.
As you said, it's all about solutions. You know, the collaboration between myself, Dan Frost, and golftrainingaids.com is to create products that are solution-based. They really cover the inherent problems, traits, tendencies of golfers. When it comes to creating power, I think we really know that the floor is very important now. There's ground reaction forces. So there's those ups and downs, there's the lateral forces, and then there's the rotary forces. Those things are really, really complex and sometimes hard to learn. What we've done is created a board that allow you to move away from this idea of a seesaw or a sway, and it really gives you this ability to start to work against some spring on the lead side so we can learn how to press the floor.
Okay, because I honestly have long been wondering what it means when they say use the ground.
Use the ground, right?
Here I am, an old guy, and I'm thinking use the ground. If I push like I see the pros do it, I think I'm going to fall over.
Okay.
So what's the difference between what I'm thinking and what this teaches me?
I think it's really, really key, you know, understanding the concept, being aware, those are the first points of learning.
Yeah.
Using the floor really, really comes to life with the power shift board. I'll give you a little demonstration.
Yeah.
If I pop it down on the ground, what this allows us to do, using the floor really is how we move either laterally, up and down, or from a rotary perspective. All of those motions are created by me somehow pushing against or along the floor. From here, the power shift board allows me to really get a sense of pushing that lead side down early. This is one of the traits that's really inherent in good players.
So we've got some springs in the front.
We've got some springs down here.
Yeah, I haven't broken the springs yet.
And they're about 90K, you know, in compression, so you've got something to push against.
Yeah.
And obviously when you push down, the floor is going to push back up.
Yeah.
That's using the ground.
So you want me pushing down on my front foot.
So what I want you to do is early in transition, I want you to get a sense of making the click, pushing down on the lead side.
Yep.
And what you've got there, if you keep it fluent, back and through, we're actually starting to get some idea of the pressure at the right time.
Interesting. Okay,
so if you make a backswing, so it's back, press, through. Good. So you start to get a sense of how it works with the floor.
So the spring helps kind of prompt me.
It prompts you, yeah. The really, really neat piece though is the fact that if I bring this in really close, what you'll start to see is that there's
got the sound in there.
So we haven't just got the amount of pressure on the lead side, we've actually got the timing. The timing piece is important. So with good players, we really get a sense of back, click. It happens in transition.
Okay.
With poor players, it happens much later.
Yep.
And that's really the training piece.
Okay.
What I love about the power shift board is that when you come off of it, the proprioception, that lingering feeling, it hangs around.
Yeah.
So you pop off the board, you can still feel and transfer that skill. It's really, really important.
Is your vision for this to be on a range?
So it's a very practical tool, anywhere, anytime.
Okay.
So it's got a handle. You know, you can imagine bag on your back, you're walking down to the range, you can take it with you. The nice thing for me, you can use it at home in the garden, making practice swings. You can take it anywhere, anytime, really. But for me, when it comes to actually learning, it's skill transfer. So we want to get it so that you can use it on a range, but retain the sensation so you can take it on the golf course.
It's training your body, training your mind.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, really learning something.
Yeah. All right, from the power shift board, you're now going to help me hit a draw.
Okay. This bit's quite interesting. It's an interesting story. So if we pick the draw board up, what you'll notice is it's on an incline. This incline was
feet's going to go left, as we
this
say
incline is inspired by the 13th hole at Augusta.
Okay.
I was standing there with the president of Golf
flat
Training Aids.
lines.
It's 14-degree slope, and if you watch the guys from there, they hit 20-degree draws into that green. The ball doesn't fly straight. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to simulate that, create a board that allows people to learn by incline. So the great thing about this, if you think about it, if I just grab a club.
Yeah, and let me interrupt you for just
Yeah.
a moment and remind everybody that you've heard for years that a ball above your feet, if you're a righty, is going to go left. If that ball were a similar angle below your feet, you would generally fight it going to the right. So that's what you're building into the draw board.
Exactly. So if we put you into a setup position, you've got a couple of neat things here. One, you've got a slot, which really gives you an understanding of how the club can track into the ball.
Yeah.
Secondly, because we've started to elevate the ground, what it does is gives you a sense of being a little bit flat, a little bit further away to get the club flat. This is going to encourage a more rounded action. The combination of those two things, working
right
more
down
around
the
the body, and a simple visual cue that gives you that delivery line, straight away, you didn't need much prompting there.
Right.
It's a little bit of a plug and play product.
Yeah.
It's very intuitive.
Now,
And the more intuitive we can keep things, easier the learning.
so can I combine the power shift board with the draw board and have both power, balance, and my draw?
So think about it like this.
I'm getting greedy now.
Think about it like this. This one's the engine,
Yeah,
this one's the steering.
I like that.
Yeah, it's quite a nice way to look at it.
I like
you blend the engine and the steering.
And
you
the
get something
halfway
that works.
house is the fuel
There
station.
you go.
It all comes together perfectly. Well, this is fascinating. So power shift and draw board, both of them consumer ready, and you don't have to have a big space available to make use of them. You can practice with this in your kitchen, in your basement.
I think about it like this. You can practice movements and you can practice shots. You could be at home just getting a sense of the movement with the power shift board, just making yourself more familiar with it.
Yep.
And then you can practice some swings at home with the draw board, so you familiarize yourself, so that when you do get to the practice ground, it feels comfortable. You feel ready to start to hit some shots.
So you are suggesting practice would help in this game.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe news
But
to
you know
everybody.
what? Quality practice with good feedback is key.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, Dan, thank you for the overview. Appreciate it. Fascinating.
Thank you for your
Power
time.
shift board, draw board.